What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And in this video, we're going to talk about who opposes and who is for the $2,000 stimulus check bill that we're expecting tomorrow. In addition to that, new information that President Donald Trump may actually let the government shut down so he gets maximum leverage over the stimulus talks and passing of the $2,000 stimulus check bill, which just last night he demanded that there also be $2,000 stimulus checks for dependents. I'm going to give you all the details of it in this video. But first, don't forget to like this video if you haven't yet and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos regarding the second stimulus check and everything related. First up, more and more people are calling on President Donald Trump to sign the $900 billion stimulus package bill, which has $600 stimulus checks in there, $600 stimulus checks for dependents, a $300 per week unemployment extension, of which now 1 week is lost. I'll talk about that here in a minute. And there's also money in there for everything: vaccines, schools, people, food, all sorts of different things. Let's hear from independent Senator Bernie Sanders on the current status.
Let's bring in Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. So, Senator Sanders, you've been pushing for these relief checks, these direct payments to Americans for a long time. And now the president is issuing a sort of veto threat, not saying whether or not he will sign this bill. What's next? What's going to happen? Is this bill going to be signed into law?
Jonathan, what the president is doing right now is unbelievably cruel. Many millions of people are losing their extended unemployment benefits. They're going to be evicted from their apartments because the eviction moratorium is ending. We are looking at a way to get the vaccine distributed to tens of millions of people. There's money in that bill. And this president is diddling around, and he may actually veto it. My view is that given the terrible economic crisis facing this country, yes, we do need to get $2,000 out to every working class individual in this country, $500 for their kid. But you can't diddle around with the bill. Sign the bill, Mr. President, and then immediately, Monday, Tuesday, we can pass a $2,000 direct payment for the working families of this country.
The president came up with this. This was out of the blue. I mean, the White House actually had said or suggested that he was going to sign it as soon as it hit its desk. So I want to ask you, you had been proposing $2,000 payments. You actually wanted monthly payments for months since the spring. And then you finally got Republican Josh Hawley to join you in the effort for a larger payment. During all of that time of lobbying for this, did you hear from the White House? Did they join you in pushing for this?
No, not a word. No, everybody assumed, that Mnuchin was representing the White House. I talked to Mnuchin a couple of weeks ago, and that was the assumption that everybody had.
Now, what he means at the end there by the assumption that Steve Mnuchin was speaking for President Donald Trump, that's because Steve Mnuchin helped broker this $900 billion bill, which Congress has passed, the House has passed, the Senate has passed. It's now sitting on President Donald Trump's desk in his office in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. And Steve Mnuchin helped broker that deal. And then all of a sudden, now that the deal is passed, President Donald Trump steps in and says, well, I'm not happy with the deal. I personally think that the time for that should have been before the deal was done. But on the other hand, we do have a deal passed now that the president can sign at any point until it expires if he wants to. The question is, will we see larger stimulus checks in there, or will he not get enough support from his own Republicans? Let's hear from Republican Governor of Maryland, Bill Hogan, on the stimulus package and what he thinks.
This $900 billion bill that's sitting in Mar-a-Lago, and the president is threatening to torpedo. It's a big coronavirus relief package. And what he is saying is Congress should amend it and dramatically increase direct payments to Americans. Do you agree with the president? Should those payments be increased, or should he just sign it now?
Well, so first of all, I think that if the president thought that that was the case, he should have weighed in 8 months ago. We've been fighting for this since March or April, or at least 8 days ago, and not after they finally reached agreement. But sure, I mean, we have been pushing for a larger relief bill. Both Governor Whitmer and I both, the NGA, all the governors were pushing for help for state and local governments, which we're still not getting in this package. We'd like to see more help get out to the struggling small businesses and the folks that are unemployed and need this money desperately. But this took a long time, 8 months of dysfunction and divisiveness in Congress. There's plenty of blame to go around, but now we've reached an agreement at least on something. It's not enough. But it's a step in the right direction. We need to get it done. Paycheck protection plan ran out in July. Tomorrow, unemployment benefits run out. So sign the bill, get it done, and then if the president wants to push for more, let's get that done too. Let's work together in a bipartisan way. It'd be a great way for him to end the administration.
Governor Whitmer, you're nodding, not surprisingly.
I mean, Larry Hogan said it well. He was the head of the NGA. He's the one that convened all of our early meetings. He has been on the forefront on behalf of all the nation's governors. And while he's not our chair at the moment, he speaks, I think, in a way that resonates with all of us. He's absolutely right. Sign the bill. Get some relief to people. We have hundreds of thousands of people in my state who are at risk of losing their benefits today because of the Trump White House not signing this bill. The president needs to sign it. And if he really believes that we should get up to $2,000, which I have firmly believed for a long time, he should get back to Washington, D.C. and get that piece done as well.
So 2 different governors there, one Republican, one Democrat, saying that President Donald Trump needs to sign the bill. Senator Bernie Sanders also saying he needs to sign the bill as we hold out for the possibility of larger stimulus checks, $2,000. And President Donald Trump said last night, $2,000 plus $2,000 for other family members, aka dependents, not $600 for dependents. Remember, it was China's fault. And then this morning he says, increase payments to the people, get rid of the quote, pork. Meanwhile, because this bill was not signed into law, 15 million people have now had their unemployment benefits lapse. These are the unemployed people that are gig workers and self-employed contractors. And we have now lost out on one of the 11 weeks of the $300 per week extension. There is no retroactive portion in this bill. So because the bill has not been signed yet, we have now lost out on 1 week of $300 unemployment benefits for folks that would have been on unemployment, would have gotten a $300 per week extension that is now gone. So let me ask you, do you think President Donald Trump should sign the $900 billion stimulus package, get something out to the people, $600 checks, $600 checks to dependents, $300 per week unemployment extension, $82 billion to school, money for food programs, snack programs, WIC programs, rental assistance programs, money for schools, money for the vaccine? Should he sign that bill, get something out, get something done, get some relief out to people, businesses, Americans, all these different programs, schools? Should he sign that now, or should he continue to hold out for the possibility of larger checks, or should he sign it now and then work on getting more stimulus checks afterwards? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. In fact, we're now starting to hear new reports that President Donald Trump may actually not sign another continuing resolution to fund the government and may actually let the government shut down and millions of people lose their jobs temporarily while they continue to try to get a deal on the stimulus package. Well, the package has already been approved by Congress, the House and the Senate. It's now sitting on the president's desk. Of course, the president has problems with it, namely the checks being not as large and too much pork, he calls it, basically money going to other countries. That's not in the stimulus bill, but that's in the government funding bill for the year. Also, there's been some talk about separating the bills, the stimulus package and the government funding, and that cannot actually be done. There's actually wording in the bills that they're linked together. And remember, them being linked together was actually a good thing at first because that meant that they had to get the stimulus package passed or else the government would shut down. And yeah, they needed a few small extensions in there, but they did get the stimulus package passed. That was a good thing. They finally had a deadline that they could not overcome And we had been talking about this previously, that they needed to attach the government funding bill to the stimulus package, so it gave them an absolute deadline to get the package done and signed and passed in Congress. And without that, they kept just going on recess, and the months kept going by, and the stimulus package just kept not getting passed. Well, eventually, both Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell said that they were going to attach it to the stimulus package to the government funding deadline, and that made a deadline that they had to pass, and they did. They actually finally got the stimulus package done, and we were like, yes, finally we got something. Yes, the checks aren't as large as we wanted them to be, but a week before that, the checks were zero. So it was a whole lot better than zero. $600 per person. I mean, it's a lot more if you have a larger family. If you have a family of 4, you're looking at $2,400. Family of 5, $3,000. If you're a single person, well, it's $600. It's not nearly as much as adds up if you have a larger family. But honestly, it was way, way better than we had the week before, where there was no stimulus check in there at all. And this is coming from the Problem Solvers Caucus group, and we were like, what are you guys doing? You're going to have a stimulus package with no stimulus checks in there for American people at all? And they were like, yeah, well, that's something we can work on later. So at least what they did is they took the money from the states and cities and they put it to the people instead of the states and cities. You heard that governor say that the states and cities aren't getting anything. Well, at least the people are getting something in this bill. The question is, can they pass this bill, or can the president pass this bill, and then we get another stimulus check added on? Remember, tomorrow is the vote on the $2,000 standalone stimulus checks. I will keep you updated with all the information and what to expect up until then. Right now, let me show you another state that is passing rental assistance that just might pay your rent thousands of dollars. As you can see on the screen here, Texas extends rental assistance program designed to avoid evictions until March. The Texas Supreme Court has extended its emergency eviction relief program for tenants behind on rent through at least March 15th of 2021, postponing the program's expiration date by a month and a half. The state created the Texas Eviction Diversion Program earlier this fall with the help of $171 million in CARES Act funding and around $4 million for legal services. The program tries to reduce the number of evictions during the pandemic by allowing a landlord and a tenant to reach a resolution when a tenant is unable to cover the rent. So it's really great news that they're extending this program in Texas. If you're in Texas and you need rent assistance program, I recommend you look into this program, Google it, and apply as soon as possible. I will keep you updated on the stimulus package, the agreements, and also these rental assistance and stimulus check programs on the state and local level. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon on to all notifications so you get notifications when we go live, which is typically at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And share this video so others like you will know about these stimulus programs. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this bottom video is our second channel. Make sure to subscribe there also, where my wife hosts videos with me. This video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.